Girl, did y'all get into this reunion part 1 last night on Bravo? Let me tell you something. This reunion was better. Part 1 was better than the whole season. We're going to talk about it. After this brief introduction, I'm back, y'all. Yay!
Ready or not. Ready or not. Here I come. Can't hide. Gonna find you. And then. Yo. I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest. No stress, no success.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm B. Renee, and this is B. Renee Says, where I talk about my life in the entertainment industry, as well as a full-time working professional. And I talk about life, love, relationships, reality TV, and everything in between. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of any video I drop. Now let's get into it. So the episode opens up with a montage about Wendy. Wendy has been on the show since 2020. And they're showing basically how Wendy presented herself when she first came on the show. Woman with a lot of academic achievement, a lot of accolades. She was still a professor at Johns Hopkins University at the time. So they're talking about that and basically how she checked Ashley from jump, from trying to check her. Basically all the things that Ashley is not, Wendy is. All the things that Ashley is not, Candace is, in my opinion. But we'll talk about Ashley as a little later on in this video. So they get right to it as soon as everybody sits down. They're talking about the allegations, and Wendy is talking about her time in jail. She had to spend the night in jail. They were surprised by that. A lot of the ladies were. They thought that maybe she had got booked and was able to go back home, but she was not. So she's talking about the experience for her and for Eddie, and how they were trying to shield it from their kids. And she was saying I think it's her oldest son is the one that she was talking about. I can't remember his name. I think his name is Carter. So, he was questioning what was going on because he was aware. And Wendy makes mention that she promised that she would never lie to her kids. So she was very transparent with her son about what was going on. And that was hard. As a mother, I couldn't imagine how that may have felt for her as well as her kids, to be in such a scary situation. But nevertheless, it's still ongoing. They have had court appearances. So praying that everything works out for the best for Wendy. So they also talk about Stacey and all her lies and misinformation and all those things. I really like Stacey though. I like Stacey a whole lot for the show, and I think that is what gets under Giselle and Ashley's skin when it comes to Stacey. Stacey is very likable. I like her a whole lot, and she stands up for herself, which is really, really good because you have to have thick skin to deal with these ladies. So they also talk about Angel. I'm seeing on social media, I don't think that it's true, the source that I saw, that she is leaving. I don't really want Angel to even come back either, y'all. Like, I don't want her to have another season. I don't think she needs to be there. Like, somebody made a comment on the episode that Kiara, is it Kiara, whatever her name is, Klarna, I don't know. Kay and Angel were like madness and sadness. I can't remember which one was madness and which one was sadness, but that was so accurate because they had attitude the entire season, or at least that's what they presented to us. Because I know editing can be a beast, but they can only edit what you give them, So that was, they talked about a few things here and there, and they talked about how messy Ashley is, which is me. I'm not even interested in even hearing about what Ashley has to say. And I knew that the question was that they were saying that she was being downright mean and nasty this season. Usually, it's like cute shade or cute messiness or whatever. But I never thought anything that Ashley does or says is cute. Because of her intentions, is always some kind of ill will, some ill intent behind it. So then she asked, like, who was she rude to? But she was rude to a lot of people. She was rude to Angel. She was rude to Wendy. Once Wendy got arrested, she made that joke about Zen winning the pen and all these other things. And then when they got to BravoCon, she wanted to apologize on the stage. And Wendy did not accept it. And I don't blame her, because it wasn't genuine at all. If that was the case, then as soon as Wendy and Ashley started getting into it, she goes out to say that Wendy says she doesn't have any accomplishments, but then Ashley says she only has one social security number. Girl, I would have been like, and that same social security number couldn't even get you a house of your own. You had to use your ex-husband's money just to have a decent place to live. Like, girl, we know where you came from, Ashley. You had very, very, very humble beginnings. And you've been on your back to accomplish what you have accomplished, which isn't much. But I digress. That's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this episode probably a 7 or 8. It was good. To me, it was better than the entire season. And I cannot wait to see next week, part 2, where Jazzy comes out. Jazzy's dress is hideous, though, I have to say. I do not like that dress. But what she has to say about Kay does sound very interesting. Who was your favorite dressed? Who was best dressed to you guys? To me, it was Wendy. And then from the pictures I saw Karen's picture, so it would be Wendy, then Karen to me. But Wendy was the best dressed. But again, everybody looked great. I didn't really like Tia's dress with that flesh colored on the cutouts on the side. That wasn't really giving to me. But that's just my opinion. Again, what do you think about this episode of the reunion part 1 of season 10 of The Real Housewives of Potomac? Let me know down below. And as always, I will either see you guys or hear from you guys in the next video. Bye.